My name's Calvin Chua. I am an architect and urbanist, and I run Spatial Anatomy. It is a small boutique practice, and we work on projects ranging from buildings to research and advocacy work too.
Hi, my name is Samuel Vedanagam. I actually came from a shipbuilding background. I started working on modular structures, and then eventually I developed my own system. It's called the tubular system.
So for us, I think we feel that design is a form of knowledge inquiry, and it's strongly tied to the cultural processes that shapes our city. One of the goals of Spatial Anatomy was to really bridge the gap between design and research. And in terms of our design interest, is really to look at the everyday spaces that shapes our urban environment. And we are very interested in distilling down the architecture to its most fundamental and basic element, so as to create a piece of design or architecture that becomes the backdrop of the city.
The Green Agora to me is a representation of what I always wanted to do as a child. It goes back to living in a kampong. I love climbing trees. I always live among the trees. It's like contributing to the environment, where the environment is actually growing within you and encasing you within a structure.
When the opportunity came up for Archifest to develop a prototype for Green Agora, we ran several design workshops with Tubular and also with GUI to really understand where is the best location for this pavilion. The principles of Green Agora include, firstly, creating a structure that enables one to be connected to nature, and two, a modular system, or rather a sustainable way of construction that allows for easy deployment and flexible configuration. So we envision a day in the life of a person living in the Green Agora to be one that is very much defined by the climatic conditions. So you would sleep almost in the open air. It's very breezy. I've tried sleeping here in the evening. It's very cooling. But of course, you would wake up as the entire Green Agora heats up. So your entire circadian rhythm is very much calibrated through the environment that's shaped by the design of the Green Agora. I think we have lost the ability to live with nature. There's a lot of talks about, hitting the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or even, Singapore Green Plan 2030 really outlines a very ambitious plan. But fundamentally, I think it's important to live with nature and not to only look at it from a carbon accounting perspective. And hence the Green Agora is really an attempt to demonstrate to visitors how living with nature is like, or living in nature is like. I think to encourage or to educate the general public more about living with nature requires more ground-up projects. It's important to gradually create environments for the public to better appreciate and to understand what does it mean to live with nature.
I think for smart cities of the future, the discourse would be the building materials that we'll be using in the future. And I hope it's a more modular system and also more greenery. I find that using brick and mortar way it's actually very hard. I would consider a more modular system, and especially to incorporate a lot of greenery within that premises. And I think a modern city should look like a garden itself.
If you look at our current pandemic, it necessitates an urban environment or the city to be much more malleable and flexible. And to design a flexible system would require designers, us, to be much more sensitive to the needs of the community and to design a framework that could respond to their needs.